So I joined the agency in 2005, first doing R&D activities in the field of space telecommunications, and then I evolved within the agency, and now I am the payload and system manager of a small but very interesting telecommunication mission, which is SAT-IS, and there we are observing from a low Earth orbit ships within the immensity of the ocean, because satellites are actually the only way where we can actually detect those ships. So we use very small satellites, what we call microsatellites, which are not the huge satellites that we are used to see in the media. They are very small ones, relatively cheap to launch, and they allow us nevertheless to detect the beacons that most of the ships are equipped with. And this allows to survey the activity of the ships in the oceans, to detect if there are any illegal activities going on, if the ships behave correctly with respect to the environment, for example, or we just can track also how the merchandise go from one place to the other. So that is the SAT-IS program, in which I'm very happy to be actively participating. I think what brings more satisfaction is the knowledge that you have managed to do things that are useful for people. So in my case, what would bring enormous satisfaction is that if when we get to launch the satellites that we are now building with the industry, and if they work, and if the data is there, and people find the data useful, and it improves the quality of life and the understanding of how, in this case, merchandise are traveling across the world, for me that is the most rewarding. Knowing that what I do is also for the benefit of everybody, not for the benefit of a small elite or a very few people, but actually for all the citizens of Europe. You don't need to be born with very special qualities, or you don't need to be extremely gifted. It's through hard work, through, let's say, the little things that you do every day that you can achieve to have a brilliant career, I would say, in almost all the fields, and most definitely in the space sector. For me, this has never been a difficult challenge to overcome, because I also find that most of male working in this environment do have the openness of mind to understand that other people, or either male or female, may think in a different way or may work in a different way. But I think it is important that we still emphasize the importance of diversity in the workplace, and that diversity includes gender diversity. So I think we have also to look at these pre-cooked ideas of what women should or should not be, and just make our own mind of what we shall or shall not be, or we may want or want not be. And if what you want is to have an exciting career and to be able to contribute to the benefit of the citizens, and if what you want is to actually be fulfilled by the work that you do, I think a space career is a very good choice for you. As it's not the only choice, but it is a very good choice. The space career, there is not a single space career. There are many space careers. You can have a space career in science and engineering, which is the classical one. You could have a space career also in communications, if that is your vocation. So first, what you need to find out is what you really like to do. And on a daily basis, do you like to read? Do you like to talk? Do you like to communicate with other people? Do you like to paint or to write? First, you have to discover what is inside you. What is that really you like to do when nobody else tells you what you have to do? That is the first step that any teenager has to think internally, what they really want to do. Not because the media tells you so, not because it's what is expected from you, but it really needs to come from inside. And that, I think, is the most difficult exercise, to know who you are really. One of the aspects of having a space career is that you get to live in very different countries. You will not likely have a space career without having traveling and lived in at least 2 or 3 countries. In my case, of course, I was born and raised in Spain, then I moved to France, and then I live here in the Netherlands since I joined the agency. This is very exciting in the sense that you get to meet people from all over the world, here in ISA, from all over Europe. That gives a great diversity in your friends. You get to know things that you wouldn't get to know if you hadn't this diverse set of friends, from cooking to different kind of hobbies or sports. And that is very good living in an international environment like we do here in the European Space Agency, to get access to such a diverse group of people that are also motivated and excited like you for space, but also know and want to do other things. For example, here I discovered diving. I become a diver after joining the agency, and that actually is very much linked to my desire to understand better the universe, because the underwater universe is as different as it can be from the universe that we are used to see in our daily lives.